So I was recently in a bar, and I got into it with someone because they told me that Coke and Pepsi were the same thing. And I said, no, they're not, because at no point in Earth's history has anyone owed anyone $500 for Pepsi. And I'm pretty sure my mother didn't divorce my dad because he was a Pepsi head. No matter how fucked up my divorce got, they never asked me to take a court-ordered drug test for Pepsi. And I think we can all agree, Jim Belushi and Chris Farley didn't do massive amounts of Pepsi before Saturday Night Live skits. They're just not the same. As a matter of fact, like the only thing they have in common at all is that they're both partially responsible for killing Michael Jackson. And Mike fucked with Coke. That's how he lost his nose. But he did so much Coke that he had to sell Pepsi to afford the Coke. But that shit is backwards as fuck, right? Because if he sold Coke, he could afford all the Pepsi in the world. And 2 gloves like OJ. So, speaking of terrible breakups, I recently broke up with my wife and the love of my life. And if you keep score at home, those are 2 completely different people. Don't hate me. But, like, look, I'm tough to live with, and both of my exes drank. I'm not saying it's my fault. And I'm not saying that they're alcoholics. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you're drinking every time I'm smoking weed, spoiler alert, you're an alcoholic. Because I smoke a lot of weed. Like, me and Snoop had the same smoke schedule. Right? Wake up to sleep. That's it. Like, every day in my house is the Super Bowl. Straight up. But it's not like I don't like to drink. Like, I'm gonna be drunk as fuck later. Check me out at one of these bars out here. I'm just not ready to shotgun beers before breakfast. And I prefer milk on my cereal instead of rosé. But sometimes she drank so much, like she would impress me. She was an impressive drunk. And she would get so drunk that she would fall upstairs. That's serious. I'm not talking 2 or 3, I'm talking like 12, 15, like rolling up the fucking stairs. That takes a lot of effort and a lot of alcohol, right? And I used to tell her, like, your alcoholism at this point can counteract gravity. That's not a disease, that's more like a special skill or a superpower. Like, you should work at NASA or some shit. Fucking build SpaceX rockets to Mars, right? And maybe they'll name a theory after you. If they get to know you, they'll at least name a thunderstorm after you. But I had to break up with her as much as I didn't want to, because that Pepsi had ripped my TV off the wall and sold it for Coke. True story. And it's fucked up, but I was impressed. Like I said, her drinking impresses me, because that TV was like 80 pounds and she was tiny. But she had that Mountain Dew crackhead strength. She knows. But like I said, I also got divorced in the past year. And divorce is crazy, bro. Like, you'll find out what you're made of. Me personally, I found out I'm made of money. And I also found out in the same week my lawyer is made of money clips. Go figure. They say some crazy shit in court. I don't know if anyone's gone through a divorce or custody battle, but my wife went into court, and I swear to God, in front of people, looked at the judge and said, Your Honor, this man watches porn and smokes weed. And the judge looked at her and said, In that order? And now I'm fucking on the floor rolling like any good comic would be, right at this point? In the court, dying, dude. And she looks at me and she's like, young man, you're doing it all wrong, rookie. She said, you gotta do both at the same time. Or smoke before everything. So I thanked her for her wisdom. And I said, I'll try better moving forward. So now me and the judge are dating. I can tell you two things. One, I've never been happier in my life. And two, it's true what they say. They don't wear anything under those robes. Sweet bonus. I recently, though, found out my ex is actually dating someone new. And I mean, I care about it. I just wanted to be happy. I just hope the new guy likes emergency rooms and fucking wine-covered fucking Fruit Loops. I'll leave you with this story about the best compliment I ever got on stage. It just so happens I got the compliment at my first show. And this compliment, I still hold it dear. A lady in the front row got up and left after 3 of my jokes. To a dog comic, that's some heartwarming shit. But it gets better. Her husband, as drunk as he was, looked up and said, Rory, now I know you're hilarious because it usually takes 6 or 7 jokes for her to get the fuck out. And I said, thank you, bro. Now she heard him. And she's like, are you coming with me? Or are you going to move in with the comedian? Marry the comedian. So he was like, I got to go, bro. So he got up, his drunk ass waddled after her like a drunk little baby dog. And as they got to the front, near the exit, they're drinking and she fucking kicks him out to the front door and she turns around and she gums her fucking drink. And then she throws it at him. And she's like, Rory, you're not the least bit funny. I hate you, I hope you die. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last time I invited my parents anywhere. Thank you very much, that's my time.
Because I watched the Gilmore Girls. Who watches the Gilmore Girls?
You owe me $100.
Fabulous show.
LUTZ.
Oh no, you gotta spell the first name too, mama.
All right, y'all. You all ready for your next comedian?